Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Titanfall beta footage. The score in the background is a 21-0. Now, when I say 21-0, I am, of course, speaking about the pilot kills to death ratio. I think some people have a little bit of a tendency to be cheeky on YouTube and be like, hey, I got 32-5, blah, blah, blah. And what they actually mean is that they got 6-5. But they got a bunch of grunt kills, and they were farming them in the background. In my opinion, that isn't the most entertaining thing to watch. And I think one of the skills of Titanfall is being able to differentiate between pilots and grunts, and showing that you have that prowess to like seek out the pilots and get them killed. Killing grunts isn't too hard, you know, it's practically free. If you run into that middle building and you're the first one to get there, literally, like, if you look on the radar, there are about 10 grunts, or even more than that, and they just keep respawning there, and you can very easily spawn trap them. And that's not really hard. It gives you like 1 IMC point. And the thing is, you might think like, oh, well, why doesn't everyone just do that then if killing grunts is so easy? And it's like, well, A, it doesn't give you many points towards your score, so it's not really going to win you any games. And B, whilst you're doing that, the enemy players will be killing pilots, and they'll be getting their titans a whole lot quicker, because I think it shaves off a whole lot of time killing pilots in comparison to killing grunts. But anyway, I shouldn't be talking about this, because what I really should be referencing is the fact that I have been inactive for quite some time, and it's not something that I'm particularly proud of. It's not something that I wanted to do. I didn't really see it coming. You know, during the Halo 4 era of YouTube, I was incredibly active. I even had a 2-month period where I uploaded every day. And maybe, you know, just every so often you need to take a little break from YouTube. My personal, like, viewpoint on why I took a break was because basically the underside of my room had flooded, and all the electrical equipment, all the sockets had completely screwed up. It's rained more in the United Kingdom than, or at least in the area where I live, in the southeast. I think it's southeast. It might be southwest. I never know where I live. It's southeast or southwest. I ain't a geography man. Calm down. Anyway, you know, so it's rained a lot, and it basically, you know, our house is built on stilts, which sounds incredibly weird, but it is. And underneath the house is like a pit. And this pit has completely filled with water. It's basically like a swimming pool under there. And apparently that has never happened. It's never rained enough for that to happen in over like 10 years or something. So it's ridiculous. And I basically had no electrical equipment. So I was doing all my gaming in the office because my parents work from home. I also work from home. And honestly, the idea of making YouTube videos in that office was just... it just wasn't fun anymore, because, you know, I worked and I did my hobby in the same place, and it started to feel a little bit clinical and a little bit forced, and I didn't really want to do that anymore. I wanted to wait until I got back into my regular setup, because it just didn't feel fun, you know. YouTube, the thing that's amazing about it for me is it feels extremely therapeutic. You know, sometimes I'm a talkative guy in real life, and sometimes, you know, people just don't want to hear you talk. You know what I mean? Like, you have this back and forth in real life conversations, and usually conversations seem to drift in and out of topics, whereas, you know, when you're just making this commentary, you just get to have a stream of consciousness. You get to talk about whatever's on your mind, and you get to talk for a very long time, and that to me is incredibly therapeutic. I get a lot off my chest, and sometimes if my mind's racing, which it does regularly, I'm a hyperactive guy, YouTube is incredible for that, but it just wasn't feeling that way for me, and I wasn't really enjoying the games. You know, I'm going to be honest, Halo 4 is definitely past its expiration date. It needs to be taken off the shelves, in my opinion. The metaphorical shelves, not the actual shelves, because, you know, I'm just not enjoying it anymore, period. Like, the rotational playlist, that was the final nail in the coffin for me. I'm just, ugh. When they came out, I was just like, this could be the end. Like, if they don't pick good rotational playlists, which in my opinion they didn't. Let's talk about Metal Madness. You know, I was going to bring you guys Metal Madness gameplay. That was going to be my, like, stopper to my inactivity, and I might still put one out just so I can give you my precise thoughts, and I can do a really long video about it and tell you the ins and outs of why I hate Metal Madness. But some people have been getting excited about Metal Madness, you know, like, this is a little bit better than Big Team Battle SWAT, and better than you know, stuff like that. I would have to strongly disagree. The problem with Metal Madness is that it's basically like the snapshot playlist, in that they tell you that you need to do something and that will acquire points for your team, but actually you can just go around killing people and annoying them. So doing the actual Metal Madness gameplay is like playing the objective, and you can either play the objective or you can kill her. For example, if it's like, oh, go and get assassinations, with the they give you a pistol. It's like, why would you give me a pistol if it's assassinations? I can just shoot people in the face, and nobody ever assassinates on it. Like, I haven't been assassinated on that game type, and I haven't assassinated anyone. And it's the same with a bunch of other, like, of those game types. It's like, they tell you can do it, but then they give you some beast weapon, and it's like, well, you could do it. And they even have a swords and hammers round. Like, come on, swords and hammers. This ain't Griffball. Like, I know it's meant to be a little bit on the casual side, but I don't think they even did a good job on making it casually fun. Like, I'm a casual player. I love casual. Speaking of casual, I've been playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. That game is friggin' awesome. Like, I couldn't recommend that enough. And it costs like £30, I think, which is like, I don't know, $35. At least on the Xbox One marketplace it did. I don't know about the transfer rates of whether it costs more in the United Kingdom. I don't know. The exchange rates, not the transfer rates. What am I talking about? But yeah, that's an incredibly fun game, and it's just been fun to play a game for fun, you know what I mean? Like, maybe every so often you just need to do that. If you play games with YouTube in mind, although it is amazing in its own way, you do play in a very specific play style of trying to get gameplays. You do talk to people that, like, you know, are associated with your YouTube channel and are significant to your YouTube channel at the time. And it's constantly a presence in the back of your mind, you know, even if you're not necessarily doing something directly related to it, it's still on your mind, it still has presence of mind, and that's good, but it just might get a little bit repetitive over time, I suppose. But for me, what I've been doing basically for now, whilst I took this 1 week break in terms of YouTube, I haven't really been watching much YouTube. I honestly don't think people have been putting out great content. I have to say it, like, Rapscallion's been putting in some effort to do it, I know. I would say Lurker Zero, he is single-handedly holding up the Halo community in a sense. Like, if I was going to do Halo YouTube, Lurker Zero would be at least 50% of the reason why I did it, because he's real competition, you know. He's someone who makes great videos. You know, a lot of the time I see people's Halo videos, and I'm like, and I'll talk about them in a video, and I'll be like, yeah, they're good, they're competent is the word I would use, but they're not something I would genuinely go out of my way. I usually watch it because they're my competition and I want to improve against them. Lurker Zero is someone I would genuinely just watch because he's good. Like, he makes interesting YouTube videos. He has a really unique style to setting them up, and I think he's just a fascinating guy. I think he writes his commentaries in an incredible way. He speaks a lot better than I do, and that kind of frustrates me, and like I said, it urges me to do better in my YouTube videos. So shout outs to Lurker Zero. His YouTube channel will be in the description. If you want to watch Halo YouTube, if you're watching Halo YouTube, you're seeking it out, he still makes amazing videos, and that is no over exaggeration. Anyway, I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys enjoyed the comm. Peace out.